Breaking news! The atmosphere is heated behind the scenes at the Pittsburgh Steelers, and this beginning of the week brought up a topic that needs to be addressed here with you. We have something very important to talk about, especially when it comes to quarterback. There are still a few months to go before the season officially starts, and Mike Tomlin will need a qualified team if he wants to make it to the playoffs or perhaps the Super Bowl. To be honest, I think the Super Bowl is still a long way off, but making it to the playoffs is a must for the Steelers. If you agree with me, hit the like button here hard. If possible, write something like this: Go Steelers! Making it to the playoffs is a must. Now, listen to what I'm going to say. The Pittsburgh Steelers are once again front and center in the NFL draft conversation, but not for reasons anyone would label stable. The 2025 NFL draft is in the rearview mirror, but the noise surrounding the Steelers has only grown louder as analysts and insiders start pushing their way too early 2026 mock drafts. The hot topic? Quarterbacks. And not just any quarterbacks, names that bring both intrigue and concern to a franchise starved for a long-term answer under center. Dane Brugler of The Athletic has the Steelers selecting Garrett Nussmeier from LSU with the 16th overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. While Nussmeier boasts impressive anticipation and a quick mental processing game, honed through LSU's use of Cognitive as VR training tools, his ceiling remains a heated debate. Despite possessing refined mechanics, his profile as an older prospect with average physical tools makes it questionable whether he truly fits the mold of the Steelers' future leader. Would the Steelers really spend a first-round pick on a safe developmental guy again? Then there's CBS Josh Edwards, who introduces a polarizing twist to the discussion with Nico Iamaleava. Once a blue-chip recruit for Tennessee, Iamaleava's career hasn't gone as planned, leading to a transfer to UCLA. And yet, his physical profile remains undeniably tantalizing: a cannon arm, elite frame, and raw tools that scream upside. But can he finally deliver consistency and decision-making under pressure? Steelers Nation has seen too many Project QBs flame out. If Nico's 2025 season at UCLA ends on a high note, he could vault into top 10 territory. If not, he could go undrafted. Fox Sports' Rob Rang throws another name into the mix: Rocco Becht of Iowa State. Becht's 2024 season was solid, and his poise under pressure turned heads. But after losing key receivers Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel to the 2025 NFL Draft, can he still produce elite numbers without top-tier weapons? His smaller frame adds further concern. The Steelers have tried this route before: smart, efficient passers who struggle with durability and physical traits. Would this be another Mason Rudolph situation? Ryan Wilson from CBS gives a more enticing and athletic option in Sam Levitt out of Arizona State. Levitt led the Sun Devils to a Big 12 title in 2024 and brings a combination of mobility, pocket toughness, and a strong enough arm to the table. His rise has been meteoric, but with key offensive pieces gone this season, 2025 will be a true test of whether he's a legitimate first-round QB or just a flash in the pan. Levitt's youth and athleticism might excite fans, but is he ready to command an NFL offense? And then comes the name that has Steelers fans buzzing louder than any other: Drew Aller from Penn State. Projected by Pro Football Focus to land in Pittsburgh in 2026, Aller is the type of quarterback that checks every box for Mike Tomlin: massive arm strength, elite ball security with just a 1.5% turnover-worthy play rate, and experience in cold weather games. If Aller builds on his stellar 2024 campaign with a Heisman-caliber season and leads Penn State to a national title, he could go first overall, putting him well out of Pittsburgh's reach. But if not, this could finally be the guy. A Pennsylvania native playing in black and gold, ready to take the reins and command Heinz Field like a true franchise QB. But here's the real tension: what if none of these options pan out? What if the Steelers draft another mid-tier quarterback who never quite reaches their potential? Or what if they pass on the future All-Pro to fill a short-term need? The franchise can't afford another swing and miss. So we turn it to you, the fans. Who do you believe should be the Steelers' top target at quarterback in the 2026 NFL Draft? What if the Steelers don't pick any of them at all? That's the lingering shadow nobody wants to talk about. The pressure in Pittsburgh is mounting, and not just from the fans. Inside the front office, the clock is ticking. Mike Tomlin, assuming he remains at the helm in 2026, faces one of the most defining decisions of his coaching career. His legacy, already etched in steel with playoff runs and gritty defensive dominance, still has one glaring hole: post-Roethlisberger quarterback development. Could 2026 finally be the draft that turns the tide? Let's go back to Drew Aller for a moment, because his name is different. Aller isn't just a strong-arm quarterback with clean mechanics. He's a symbol of potential redemption. A Pennsylvania native who could return to his roots and carry the torch for a franchise in desperate need of leadership under center. but it all hinges on his 2025 season. If he explodes statistically, wins major awards, and leads Penn State to a national title, he becomes an impossible target unless the Steelers bottom out next season. And let's be real, no one in the building is aiming for that kind of collapse. That's where the other candidates come in, because if Aller becomes out of reach, the Steelers need to be ready to pivot. Levitt is raw, but there's something about his ability to create outside the pocket that echoes the modern NFL mold. He's not polished, but he's dangerous. Can you imagine him running a bootleg behind a rebuilt offensive line, launching 40-yard darts on the run to George Pickens? Meanwhile, Garrett Nussmeier is the safe route. He's polished, mature, and mentally ready. But does he elevate the offense in a way that wins championships? Or is he another high-floor, low-ceiling quarterback in the mold of Kenny Pickett? That's the risk. You know what you're getting. But is it enough? Nico Iamaleava? He's the wild card. The NFL loves traits, and Nico's got plenty. But so far, it's all been on paper. UCLA is his proving ground. If he can take Chip Kelly's system and turn it into a Pac-12 title push, he becomes not just a riser, but maybe the riser. Still, the bust potential is equally strong, and Pittsburgh's front office might not survive another high-profile whiff at quarterback. Rocco Becht is somewhere in the middle. He's got the poise and mechanics, but the arm talent doesn't pop. The Steelers have never been a team that gambles for flash over substance, but Becht's limitations might make him a backup quality pick rather than a future franchise centerpiece. The most fascinating part in all of this? The Steelers' draft position. Projected at 16th overall in many mocks, they're in no man's land, not bad enough for elite prospects, but not good enough to ignore the quarterback need. If Aller becomes the guy, the Steelers may need to trade up. That means parting with future capital, possibly even key players. Is the front office willing to make that kind of aggressive move? And what about the rest of the roster? Derek Harmon, selected 21st overall in the 2025 draft, is already generating buzz. Wearing number 99, his jersey's flying off the shelves, and he's being viewed by some as a future cornerstone of the defense. If he pans out as expected, this defense might just be good enough to keep the Steelers competitive through another transition at quarterback. But the margin for error is razor thin. Everything points to 2026 being a critical fork in the road. For Mike Tomlin, for the front office, for the fan base, there's no room left for half measures. If the Steelers want to compete for titles again, they need to get this pick right. So Steelers Nation, the question is real, and it's urgent. If you had to make the call right now, who would you want to be the next franchise quarterback in Pittsburgh? Is it the local hero Drew Aller, the athletic dynamo Sam Levitt, the gunslinger Nico Iamaleava, the steady hand Garrett Nussmeier, or the quiet riser Rocco Becht? Drop your take in the comments, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for all things black and gold. More videos are on the screen now. Check those out and keep riding with us. Here we go, Steelers, and let's not overlook the ripple effects this decision could have across the entire organization. A bold move for a quarterback could signal a new era, possibly even a philosophical shift in how the Steelers approach offense. Will they finally lean into a modern, vertical passing game, or stick with a conservative, defense-first blueprint that's defined the Tomlin era? The choice at quarterback in 2026 could determine the franchise's identity for the next decade. So, once again, Steelers fans, what's your move? Who's your guy? Let us know in the comments below.